Okay, so today I've just got a little tip for you. Now this actually works in Canvas and I use this a lot in Canvas, but a few weeks ago when I had some time I decided to look and see if it would work on the machine, and it does, but I've not had time to do a video or show you, so I just thought I'd show you today. So basically, if you go into patterns and I'll just go into this section and I'll choose a random pattern. I'll choose the balloon for now because I've used that design recently in a card. So I'm going to choose the balloon and I'm going to leave it at its default size and say OK. Now you can see here it's in two separate parts. You've got the balloon and its little string. But you might not, on the balloon here, you've got, excuse me, a cutout section, and you might not want that. You might just want a filled in shape. So how are you going to get round cutting that out and keeping that shape from not cutting on the inside of the balloon? Well, this is how. So I'm going to select the balloon and say OK. I'll leave it at its default size and I'll just put it there for now. We'll go back to patterns and I'll choose another one just to show you that it works with anything. So we'll choose the wreath and say OK. And again, now the wreath's got the outer shape and the hole in the middle. You might want the outer shape but not the hole in the middle. So we'll choose that and say OK and OK. So I've got two designs on the mat. Now you need another shape that's going to fit over. So we'll try it. We'll see if it works on here with the balloon. Might have to make it bigger, but we'll try this shape to start with. So we'll go to add, back to patterns, and we'll just choose a basic shape, a square. Okay, now that's too big. What you need something that's going to go over the bit you want to remove, but without touching the rest of the design. So if I select this square and resize it down, so it's big enough to cover that hole without touching the outside. I need to make it a little bit smaller. So I'm going to say OK and I'm going to zoom in. Now we've got this new zoom feature. I'm going to zoom in and look at it. Okay, so you can see I've you can see I've got the square now covering the circle, but it's not touching the rest of the design. So I'm going to say OK. And then what I'm going to do is come to the red boxes. I'm going to select this first icon just so I can isolate this one design. Say OK. While that's just still selected, I'm not doing anything with the balloon at the moment. I've just put it there to save me bringing it in afterwards. So just this for now. Say OK and hit the weld. And look, gone. If I zoom in, it's gone. Just got a solid shape now. So we'll go back and we'll try it with the balloon. Now I may have to make this bigger for me to be able to get a shape in there. So we can always take it back down to the size we want. So for now we'll just make it as big as I can see on screen. Move that one up there out of the way. Make it bigger. And we'll say OK, and then we'll try and see if we can get another shape over it. So we'll say OK, add. We'll come back here. We'll try a rectangle. Just rotate it. And then I'm going to position it there. It needs to be a little bit longer. So we'll come into the resize handles, light up a little bit. We'll unlock aspect ratio. We'll get the rectangle. You can see it's overlapping there, but it needs to be bigger here. So we'll come back into the resize handles. Take the height up so it starts to cover And then we need to make it wider. I need to zoom in. And we need to move it over. So it's overlapping here, overlapping here, and overlapping here. So we'll say OK. We'll go back to this box. We'll isolate just that design. We'll say OK, OK again, and weld, and gone. So I hope you found that helpful. That works with any design. I've tried it on some of the frames as well. Some of the shapes look as though they've got something cut out of the middle, but they're actually a layer that goes on top when you cut it. But if you find a design like this that's got something in the middle of it or on it that you don't want, or there's a nice frame shape that you like but you don't want the hole in the middle, this technique works. So just find a shape, a square, a circle, anything that will cover the bit you want to remove, and then select both those shapes and hit weld, and that's what you get. So as I say, it works in Canvas. It's easier in Canvas because you've got a bigger screen to work on, but it does work on the machine as well. So I hope you found that helpful. Please like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.